Well, hey, welcome back everybody to Wrench with Grandpa. It's Saturday, the weekend after the big election. I'm hoping for a lot of good things in the next 4 years, and I hope you are as well. I know there's always going to be those folks out there. Yeah. Look, we got to stop bickering amongst ourselves. We got to start working to make this place the way it needs to be. Take care of our people, making sure we're strong, self-reliant, self-sufficient. This country will only survive as a superpower, as a beacon in the light of liberty, if we can do what we've got to do in our own country. We don't need to be manufacturing and doing all this stuff overseas. We got the people, we've got the technology, we've got the desire to be made in the USA. Bring it home, Mr. Trump. Godspeed. Okay, with that being said, my little soapbox, we're gonna do something we hadn't done at this point. I've got so many projects going on, start one and end up with 6. But today, we're gonna do something that we haven't done. And let's see what I get into trouble with next. So here we go. Over the course of this restoration, build, whatever you want to call it, we have been, doing a lot of things. Painting, scraping crud, restorating, blah, 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 blah. Well, give me grace here, Lord. I'm not moving real great today. It's been a long week. So, what we have not done, we have to get a better camera angle. We'll do that momentarily once I achieve some mobility here. The rear end, the differential. The part of the car that makes it all go. Now, yes, as part of the overall build, we have a new gas tank. We have new gas compressed shocks. We've got new brake lines. We've rebuilt all of the internal brakes. Blah, 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 blah. There are plans for taking care of new shackle bushings and stuff for the leaf springs and restoring them. But you know what? We have no idea what's inside this differential. I have no idea if there's any gear oil in there, if it's all crumbly. And from a little preliminary inspection here, if I can bring you guys up just a bit. This, my assumption, under normal circumstances, since it's the only obvious thing, would be your fill, drain plug, whatever, and it's trashed. It appears that somebody, because they didn't know what was going on, tried to use some sort of a torque extractor on it. I'm not sure. It's just a mess, and I'm not real sure if I can get you up there close enough, but we're gonna try so you can kind of see what I'm looking at here. See if we can get up here. That doesn't look right, at least not to me. And so I really don't think I've got anything that's going to accommodate that. I mean, I've got some stuff over here on the side, but you know what? I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time jacking around something that's probably not going to work. We're probably going to have to rebuild this. So what we are going to try to do is we're going to take the plate off of it, drain everything out of it, and just see what it looks like. So I don't know what I got yet. Something else to deal with. So hang on, let's get you positioned over here, and let's take out some bolts. Yeah, when I kind of rehabbed all this under here, I tried to get it cleaned up as best I could and prettied up and painted, but we have not serviced this rear end, and obviously if you're going to do this right, you got to do it. So quite honestly, trying to find things that might interest anybody, including myself. Here we are. We're going to break this girl open and see what kind of a mess we might have in here. Hopefully it's nothing, and I'm always hopeful that it is. Well, so far so good. Hopefully. There we go. This may be a little boring, trust me, but hopefully we'll have a big reveal. Yeah, right. Just what I need, another big reveal.
Well, it'd be nice if I could afford, some of that fancy background music, and you really don't want to hear me sing, so we'll just, go with the sound of silence and hope we don't have something jump out from behind the door. Although, there's probably a good likelihood. After all, we are working on a Mopar that is older than most of my viewers. Not older than me, but not much younger. We're both getting way too old for some of this foolishness. Lord knows I am. I just hope that things are going to be a lot better for us all in the near future. One thing that I would like everybody to give consideration to is, hopefully, with some of the ideas about moving more manufacturing of all kinds of things back to America, hopefully, that will happen with some of the car parts that we all live and buy for. What the heck? Come on out of there. As I have stated on my channel, and as people on other channels as well, one of the things that has been a pain in the ass, excuse my French, is that car parts have gone up, especially for these older, classic, vintage, restorations, whatever you want to call them. The pricing has gone astronomical. And availability is, in many cases, like next to impossible. There's nothing out there that you can find. And if you do find something, it's made overseas, obviously, and most likely in a country that has no idea. They're just building the stuff and they have no idea what it's for or if it even fits, which most of the time it probably doesn't. And with that in mind, it's the only source we have. We buy it and then we can't use it because it's not right. So maybe there'll be a renaissance in American manufacturing of aftermarket parts, new parts. I mean, I recently had to replace a heating and air system in my home, and surprisingly so, like everything else, a huge amount of the parts for that unit aren't made in America. No reason they shouldn't be. Oh, labor costs are too high. I'll tell you something. Labor costs are only too high because you've driven the economy to a point where you have to make an outrageous amount of money to support a family. Didn't used to be that way, it shouldn't be that way today. If our economy was strong and our pricing was under control, we wouldn't have to pay people outrageous money to cook French fries. All right, off the soapbox. We got the bolts out. Let's see if we can get this off and just see how nasty a mess I'm about to make. Well, well, we might not be getting this cover off. We certainly got all the bolts out of it. Stay tuned. Well, I gotta tell you, boys and girls, this seemed highly comfortable, and I'm not really sure I got what I expected I was gonna need in the way of tools. Yeah, we'll just kind of wing it here and see what happens. Come on, baby. I do have a new gasket, so that's always good. But man, this thing is... Honestly, I would not be surprised if this is the original gasket. In fact, I would almost bet money on it. Good gracious sakes. Give me a second. Please bear with me. Whoa, I gotta get off this thing. These creepers are great until you try to get off of them. And then it's like riding a pony. Good God, I'm too old for this. All right, thanks for being patient. Hopefully in that little time lag, you all had a chance to go grab a bowl of popcorn and a cold adult beverage. Wish I had at least a cold adult beverage. All right, let's see here. Grab something else here and let's see if any of this stuff will help. Probably not, but you know. All right. Let's see if we can kind of get in here and work the seal a little bit. Well, that's not going anywhere fast. So let's try this. I am totally amazed at how tight this thing is on here. Wow, what the hell? I know the factory didn't use that tight a seal. So I'm going to have to assume that someone had this cover off and they God only knows what they put back on it. Because this should not be this tight. Good Lord. Well, I'm going to tell you what, boys and girls. I'm not going to waste a whole lot of my time and yours on this. Yeah, there'll be a part 2 to this because I got to figure out. Unless this thing comes loose like in the next 10 seconds. And I splattered grease all over me. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna have to give this a little more consideration. So, oh man, you guys are probably back there where you haven't seen nothing going on. I do apologize. All right, part one. We're working on this. We'll be back. See you soon. Bye-bye.